What is up, everyone? My name is OJ and welcome to the Village of PlayerEssence, to where you can get all of your gaming news right here, PE Ninjas. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So, GameStop says they are not canceling Nintendo Switch pre-orders due to allocation issues. There's been some rumors that have cropped up all over the place saying that GameStops are canceling pre-orders, and GameStop had to come out and say no, they are not. Here is GameStop's full statement on the matter. Quotations: GameStop has not and is not canceling any Nintendo Switch pre-orders due to allocation issues. We are working very closely to confirm and validate any and all pre-orders of this innovative gaming system. Should any customer who pre-ordered a Nintendo Switch console from GameStop experience any issue with their order, we encourage them to contact our guest care team so we can help resolve the issue. And this is the reason why I didn't jump the gun so quickly on this one, because I called up my local GameStop and I said, hey, are you guys canceling pre-orders? And seriously, I have like 5 of them in my city, so there's a lot of GameStops, and every single one that I called said no, and I haven't heard about that. And I asked them to be very truthful with me, and all of them said, no dude, we haven't heard about any cancellation issues. So I wanted to hold out before I made a video if they were, because it was really just rumor. There wasn't any necessarily solid proof or statements from the company. Now, GameStop could be lying. I mean, that's a possibility, but I'm not sure what the case is. Every single GameStop in my city said that they're not canceling anything. Anybody that I've talked to that I know of as far as the gaming community here said that nope, my Nintendo Switch is pre-ordered and ready to go. So that's the reason why I didn't talk about that just yet, but it does seem like they are not canceling pre-orders. So if you got one from GameStop, looks like you're good. But if they did cancel your pre-order, or if there was some issues, let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say on that. Alright, and moving on to the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Nintendo has revealed their Fire Emblem Heroes post-launch plans. So Fire Emblem Heroes may have released just last week, but that does not mean the job is done. Fire Emblem Heroes game director talked about their plans for the game following its release. We plan to add new stories continually after release at a pace of about 2 a month or 1 every 2 weeks. We also plan to add things like new characters and skills, as well as new game modes that go in different directions from the current gameplay. Maeda also said that support for the game will continue as long as players continue to do the same. And you guys already know, or at least some of you guys know, that I absolutely love Fire Emblem Heroes. It fits in perfectly with my lifestyle as far as the little amount of time that I have to play games. I can pick it up on my breaks at work and pretty much get a couple maps in. I can play a little bit at home here. I can play it on the couch while watching some TV. I can play it while hanging out with my daughter, and she's watching her YouTube Kids on her smartphone inside of her room. So for me, Fire Emblem Heroes is the best thing that could ever happen at this point before the Nintendo Switch launches. And I just love the factor of just strategy plus just simplicity. It's a little bit of both. There's a lot of depth in there, but at the same time it's simpler because the maps are just not as big and there are some cutback mechanics in there. But it's really fun to see what characters you're going to get in the summoning, and I've just been having a blast. And I've actually been recording episodes. If you want to see some of my Fire Emblem Heroes gameplay, I actually have one episode already up, the GOAT play, and that will be in the description below. And then I'll have another episode uploading, and you guys are going to want to check this one out. I go freaking crazy in this next episode, and it seemed like you guys liked Fire Emblem Heroes because that was pretty much my most watched Let's Play so far, outside I think like the Final Fantasy stuff that I did a while ago. So yeah, I'm going to definitely do more. It's fun, and I can record it straight from my NVIDIA Shield tablet straight to YouTube, to where I can edit it, pull it and edit it from there. So yeah, I'm hyped about the game. I love the fact that they're adding content. There's new special maps out today, and there's going to be plenty of stuff. And I don't think this game's going to really slow down, because to me it's a perfect mix between being just basically like a casual type of game, like mobile, and also enough for the core Fire Emblem fans like myself to pick it up and play it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have next, and keep on bringing the content coming, Intelligent Systems. Alright, moving on to another game that I'm really excited about, Konami and Super Bomberman R. And many people were left wondering, Super Bomberman R, what does that R stand for? Well, Konami has actually came out and said what it does. Quote via Reddit, R is a throwback feel for the devs to when games could simply have a letter and allow the letter to carry many meanings. It symbolized returns and reborn, because this game is such a homage to the SNES and SB3, but it also means Rangers, to represent the diverse and colorful group of Bomberman characters who patrol the galaxy. Super Bomberman R is launching on the Nintendo Switch on March 3rd, and I love that answer. Like, that is probably the best answer that I could have gotten from Konami after all the BS that they pull with a lot of their different games. This is a homage. This is a throwback. From the gameplay that I've seen, I am so happy and psyched for this game. And I remember one person was asking me, well, what gets you so excited about Bomberman? Why are people talking about this game so much? It doesn't look anything special to me. Let me tell you youngins something about Bomberman. When you were a kid, Bomberman was one of those things that you played when you got all the boys together. This was before GoldenEye, okay? Before GoldenEye, before the whole 4-player things with all of that on the N64 and more. This was before that on the Super Nintendo. You can get the multi-tap, but if you didn't have that, you can get with your brother, your sister, and you play Bomberman until you blow that person up, and you just keep playing round after round after round. Now, here's the one thing about Bomberman, guys. It was randomized. So when you go on that map, you don't know what you're going to explode and get. You don't know how powerful your character is going to be. And there's a timer, and then all of a sudden things just get crazy and you start bombing more and more into the center to take out your opponents. Bomberman was the quintessential multiplayer game for us NES boys growing up. You know, this was the game that everybody was playing in the house. It was like not super popular, like everyone talked about it, but it was popular enough to where you can go and talk about it at school and everything on the schoolyard, and you can just have endless nights of fun with your family members with Bomberman. So that's the reason why this game is getting a lot of hype from a lot of old dudes like myself and others online, because we remember those nights and we remember the gameplay. And they even took that a little bit further, even into when I was older, like Bomberman Jetters on the GameCube. But the lack of online play just really, I think, killed that game, in my opinion. If they bring the Bomberman old school like they're doing, and then they add that online play back in, but with the single player and all the content that they have, I really do think this Bomberman game can be a lot more successful than the last one that I purchased, which is one on the WiiWare. I think there was a Bomberman on the WiiWare that I know that I bought, but that one wasn't that great. I'm hoping this can be a return to form, hopefully back like the Super Bomberman 64. I always smile when I talk about Bomberman because it just holds a special place in my heart, and I am ready for more Bomberman online and get ready to blow you dudes up on March 3rd, because we're going to be having some amazing streams. I think I might stream like 12 hours or more of just all Nintendo Switch games. Zelda, oh man, we're going to do snipper clips if that launches there with it. We're going to do Bomberman. It is going to be amazing. So yeah, really looking forward to Bomberman, and I love the meaning behind it, just that classic R. And I remember a lot of games back in the day doing that, you know, and you never really knew what it meant, but you just went with it, you know, you just said, yeah, that sounds cool, so it's good, right? So I love that. I didn't even have to ask. I wasn't even going to say like, hey, what does that mean, Konami? I was just like, oh yeah, that sounds good. I just thought it sounded great, so I didn't say anything. That's kind of how it was when I was a kid. So yeah, really looking forward to Bomberman. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about the game. Oh baby, and lastly, we're getting into more of what I talked about in one of my previous videos with the Time article with Takahashi and Koizumi-san from Nintendo. I want to get into a little bit more of it, and in this one, we're going to talk about the balance between horsepower, creating games for fun, and the ease of development. So here's what Nintendo had to say on the matter first. They're asking this question to two individuals at Nintendo who come from an art background and computer graphics background. We tend to be among the pushiest when it comes to graphics within the company. That being said, as we mentioned before, at Nintendo, we feel like we're an entertainment company rather than necessarily a games or graphics company. Our priority is always on trying to create new and fun forms of entertainment. That's the top priority. Certainly, graphic quality falls somewhere within our priority, but our feeling is that Nintendo Switch is a system that really has the best balance of being able to create fun and new ways to play, but doing so with the graphic quality that is still good enough while also being one that's easy to develop for. Graphics and frame rate are important in terms of how you're connecting with or how you're moving the heart of the player who's immersed in that world. Nintendo Switch also has something else that can connect with the player in the form of HD Rumble, where you can be immersed in that world, but you can actually feel in your hands the sensation of something in that world that you haven't been able to feel before, that adds a new layer of immersion to go along with the graphics and the frame rate. I think when you start to look at the total package of tools that the Nintendo Switch has to help bring these worlds to life, I think you'll find that it has some unique ways to connect with you as a player and move you in ways that you haven't necessarily experienced before. This answer is something that I've been saying quite a bit after I saw the reveal of the system and listened to a couple different things here and there, and I think it's the balance, it's the trade-offs. Everything, like is a check and balance. You can have a lot of power, but then you also have a lot of power draw. You can have a lot more power, but then you can also have a lot of price added onto that. There are so many different things that factor into graphics and games that a lot of gamers just don't understand, and they don't even really think about. They just look at what some other developer has done or some other company has done and say, well, it needs to be like that because that's how it needs to be, without thinking about the consequences or thinking about other business aspects. Nintendo is in a very unique situation and unique position in this industry because, one, they are the #1 games manufacturer pretty much when it comes to first party games. They make the most. They sell a lot. They probably sell the most if you count the 3DS and the Wii U, if you count their portable and home console. They sell a ton of games out of any of the single publishers. So it's difficult. You can't put them in the same realm when it comes to certain things as a Microsoft and Sony. So Nintendo is in a very unique position in this industry. So in order to do something as far as creating a device that's not only going to be compelling to third-party developers, but also be able to not split the Nintendo fan base and be able to create games on a consistent basis and also have a system that's easy to develop for. It's just Nintendo had to think of so many things because of their portable division, because of their console division. So I think when you factor in everything, this was probably maybe the best way to go, because you can't have another Nintendo Wii U 3DS situation to where you have let's say a really powerful home console and a weaker portable that's different architectures, and then you have a split fan base. If third parties go away, then what do you have? You're left with the same situation fell prey to. So you don't want that again. So you have to create something that's a hybrid essentially, but also is good enough to carry those console games, but can also be easy to develop for, to where smaller developers don't have to spend an arm and a leg also putting their games out on there, and can have the portability factor. So I think that's where the Nintendo Switch comes in. That's where they thought about this, and going forward, I do think this was probably going to be the best bet for Nintendo, because Nintendo's portables have always sold more than their home consoles. Even their best-selling home console still was outsold by the portable counterpart in that generation by a healthy amount of more than 40 million. So Nintendo has always sold more with the portable side, and I think with this system, you're going to see the portable fans go out and get it, because there's plenty of 3DS developers that are moving development over to Nintendo Switch, and you're also going to see the home console guys go out and get it. Especially if you purchased a Wii U, then you're definitely going to be buying this thing, because it's going to have all the first party games that you loved on Wii U and more, in addition to those 3DS games and Fire Emblem coming back. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff to look forward to on the Nintendo Switch. If you're a portable fan, if you're a console fan, I think the battery life when it comes down to things, 3 to 6 hours, is pretty good based on how powerful the system is. But I love the fact that they talk about how they're pushy with the graphics, but they want to create a good balance. In addition to that, frame rate and bringing up HD Rumble was also a very smart thing as well. I think HD Rumble is going to be a defining feature of this upcoming generation, 8.5, 9, whatever you want to call it. And I think we're going to see some copycats, because HD Rumble, from all accounts, from people that I've talked to firsthand, from gameplay previews, from everything, say that HD Rumble definitely takes the Rumble that we all know and love in all the controllers and takes that to a whole new level. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how HD Rumble factors into a portable mode, in addition to on the home console, and games that are specifically designed to use this mode. It's going to be freaking amazing, and March 3rd can't come soon enough. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips and tricks, and everything in gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys for the next video. Peace!